Sup, folks? Good to see you. Kalimera, Kalispera, Tikanis, Posisa, Yasas. I've got just setting things up here. Okay, cool. Man, hang on, folks. Okay. All right, I think I'm pretty much ready to go. Okay. What are we working on today? Well, we're on the path to multiplayer. Sup, Boga? Yeah, it's a wild retro theme. Yeah, I know. I know. How you doing, Boga? Good to see you. Yeah, so we're on the path to multiplayer, and that means I'm gonna have to clean up some of the code here that we've got going on, and then we're gonna build out a little multiplayer server, and then we're going to multiplayer it. So I'm gonna work on these. All right. We have to do the code on the JS side. Yeah. I am gonna have to do the code on the JS side. So what's gonna happen, Boga? I'm going to use bun.js, and I'm going to take the WASM file. Can't just go to it. Anyway, it supports running WASM inside of bun, like directly. So since I have WebAssembly, a WebAssembly file already running, that's what's running the game state. I'm going to use bun. And with bun, I'll be able to, where is the WebAssembly? Where is WASM? Really? What about here? Yeah, here we go. Man, I don't understand why it's so difficult to find it in here. But anyways, so bun will run my WebAssembly code. It'll be the authoritative server. And so bun is JavaScript. Are you running JS server side too? It will, like, bun is JavaScript, right? So technically, yes. And what'll happen is you'll load up the game from where is it? Where is my where's my page? Okay, well, there's a page that I have here somewhere. I can't remember where. I have to. I should save a link to it. But it just runs off GitHub pages, um, and it will. You just open it up on the GitHub page, and then that loads the HTML, which comes bundled with WebAssembly inside of it, and that'll give you client. I thought the WASM was for the client code. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a static page here somewhere. And it'll, yeah, yes, that'll be the client. It's built in, right? So you load up the client. This is how it'll work. You load up the client. It's got WebAssembly bundled in, just like it is now on my local instance. Everything's running normal. And then what will happen is you'll be asked, hey, do you want to, why are you running WASM on the server side too? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain, and I'm doing a poor job. So you're gonna load this up. You're going to go onto the page wherever this is. I can't even remember where. And it may be in actions, pages build. Here we go. This, right? So here you go. You can actually go to it right now, and you can, like, play the game such as it is, right? So you'll go here, and you're going to be asked, do you want to join multiplayer? And maybe there's a game already going, doesn't matter. And you'll be asked, and then what will happen is an entirely separate server that I manage will run bun. And bun will be the authoritative server, the authority. And you'll do some kind of, like, authentication mechanism. Maybe you'll pass in a secret key or something. What bun has to do, since it's JavaScript, it has to basically coordinate all the players. In order for bun to understand what proper moves are and what the current state of the game is, it needs to run WebAssembly, the same WebAssembly as the client that you're running, except it's going to run it as the authority. So bun will receive inputs, it'll pass it into WebAssembly in, like, a headless mode, and it will execute turns or actions or whatever. And if there's something that's valid, then it will return back to all the clients who are running the static pages with the local client. It'll return back to them a message saying, update your state, update your local state, because the bun server, aka the bun WebAssembly that lives on my server as the authority, has told you that the state is updated because somebody took a turn, somebody executed an action, somebody attacked, whatever it is. And then it'll just ship the new state data back. And then your client will just update accordingly. Let's see, wouldn't it be better performance-wise recompiling it as a CLib and using CFFI on Bun? Probably. It probably would be better performant. I am not concerned about that quite yet. The reason why is because it's nobody's going to play the damn thing. So I don't really have to worry about traffic yet. And Bun is pretty fast with WebAssembly already. What I'm going to need to do is prove out the concept. And at some point, I may not even want to use Bun at all. So for me to put in time into the CFFI with as a CLib, I'm not 100% sure that I want to stay on that route. I might decide that I want to go pure C on the server as well and just run a C HTTP server that directly runs the C library. I might do that. So I'm not 100% sure on everything yet. Bun is just a quick and easy way for me to kind of get the concepts out and make sure that like client server stuff works, all that stuff. So yeah, but it's a good idea. If I do stick to Bun, I absolutely would want to do CFFI. I think that would be so freaking cool. And then WebAssembly on people's clients. That'd be dope. Link the repo. Yeah, you got it. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Hey, Boga, I'm gonna post a link in right this second. And it probably doesn't work, does it? No, it doesn't. Here, let me go over to the Twitter side and I'll dump it in for you right now. There you go. Hopefully that works for you, Boga. Yeah. Feel free to contribute whatever you want. I have a list of names of people who have contributed, and I'm going to put up a like thank you thing, like a you know anyway, yeah, credits. That's what I'm looking for. And anybody who contributes, if they ever want to use me as a reference for a job, they can absolutely use me as a reference, and I'll tell them like what they contributed and how we work together and all that. Yeah. What's up, Sam? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me just set one more thing up, and just 1 second here. Okay, so yeah, that's it. We're on the path to multiplayer. And so what I have to do is yeah, you're doing well, Sam. Good man. How are you doing? I'm all right. Can't really complain very much. Thanks for asking. You were curious to see the full implementation? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you can now see it. All right. So I am going to clean up the code base. We've kind of gone over like the general how we're going to implement multiplayer. But in order to do that, well, I don't need to clean up the entire code base. What I really need to do is clean up just a few. Oh, Pure, I missed you. Hey, Pure, how you doing? Good to see you. I need to clean up just a few aspects of the ocean battle, and then implement multiple players that have a fleet of ships. And then we're going to build out a Discord bot, and that way you'll jump on Discord and you'll ask for a key and be given one as long as you have like as long as I give you the right role, and then you can play the multiplayer version of the game with everyone else. And then from there you just like you load up the game and pop in your key and you can take part in battles. And so we're going to track scores. We'll figure out some kind of scoring system. We're going to give people buffs. We're going to go back to the way this game was last year when we had like massive multiplayer capabilities in it. Um, just that, so it's going to be a bit of a slog. It's not like the most exciting work in the world, but it's what we need in order to get to multiplayer. I already started doing a bit of it this morning. And I noticed that there are particular aspects of the battle scene that I need to update. So I'm gonna plug away on it. Doing all right. You accepting pull requests for your game now? Trying to catch up on what's happening. Yeah. Accepting pull requests now. It's at a point where it's mostly cleanup and building out the game. There isn't like the big mechanics have been sorted out, all in vanilla C with just flat arrays, like all the principles of the project that we wanted, that I wanted, but that we wanted to accomplish. They're all there. Now it's like leading into the fun mode, which means PRs are welcome now. Like there's not a heck of a lot that in terms of big items that need to be solved anymore. So yeah, typing on the phone is a struggle. I know, man. I know, Pure, especially with a kid in tow. Oh, and I'm going to use HTMX on this, by the way. I'm 100% using HTMX on this. We're going to do some crazy stuff because it's interesting and fun, and we'll learn a bunch of stuff. We'll learn about like reactivity and yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, Boga, I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming on LinkedIn. I was streaming on TikTok, but it seems like they're down for now. So yeah, Boga. What's the point of HTMX? It's for fun. It's to demonstrate what you could do with what you could do with HTMX on an extremely reactive, like lots of activity going on in a video game, right? I think a lot of people like to trash talk HTMX and say like, oh, it only gets you so far. Once you get into complicated use cases, it doesn't benefit you anymore. Go to React or Vue or something like that. So this is a good use case for like how far can we push the use of HTMX with an extremely reactive video game, and it will only become more reactive. So it's not really that I need it. It's not even ultimately we might not even want it. It's just to demonstrate. That's the whole point of my streams. The way I did the game is to demonstrate that like it's okay to ask questions and be like, why are we doing things a particular way? Why are people making recommendations one way or the other? Let's push it, right? Kids taking a nap for the moment. Nice, Pure. I understand not liking HTMX if you're doing a web app whose state is all local. Oh, Boga, you're on Twitch now. What's up? Thanks, Boga. Thanks for the follow. Um, if your state is all local, yeah, well, you don't even need HTMX. I don't think it's a matter of liking or not liking HTMX if your state is all local. If your state is all local, do you even need HTMX? Right? Um, but the question is, why is your state all local? That would be the question. In some cases, there's different answers to that. But yeah, Twitch isn't loading, so no problem, Boga. All good. I can see everyone on here. Core mechanics are there. Story is next. Yeah. Yeah. Core mechanics are all there. Battle system is there. We have a battle system. There's an attack thing. We have to do things like for example, there's a range for cannons, and there's a like here, like there's a range for movement. Um, we have to like do things like what would you call it, like heuristics, like adapt the range based on like I don't know, the type of cannons you have on your ship, things like that, right? But once you have a range, then you can we already have it rendered and functional, and we can fire cannons and all of that, right? So it's all there. Like if I do this and then I fire my cannons, the range takes effect, right? It's all there. So we have to figure out the little details around the big mechanics and story, um, and build out some worlds. And what I really need is artwork. I suck at art. I can't do the pixel like designs. I really can't do it. And it's at the point where I'm going to be building out worlds, and I don't have good enough. I don't have the kind of art style that I want for this game. The land, the ships, some of the NPCs, the ocean already are looking good, and I like that. But you can see the building here, like right here. It doesn't match. It doesn't match the style, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I know Laughing Panda on the Twitch side is on it, and I have some other people helping. But yeah, art's gonna be a pain in the butt for me. But other than that, I mean, we even have where is the trigger? There's a trigger somewhere to where you jump into a different world. I can't remember where it is, but it's somewhere here. Anyway, yeah, somewhere. Yeah, we have worlds loading. Like, I probably just screwed up on the refactor somewhere. So yeah, the big stuff's done. So it's going to be a path to multiplayer, so that way you guys can play the game while I'm doing story stuff and adding details. And we're gonna make it so that you come onto the Discord. Well, what you can do, you'll go onto the statically hosted page on GitHub. You'll get asked like you'll click a button or something here, join game, and it'll say, okay, go on Discord, right? And it'll give you the Discord link. You hop on Discord, and a bot will be available to you. If you have the right role, you can ask the bot for a key. You'll get the key. You'll come back here. You'll put the key in. That way, you don't have to be, on any particular platform, because previously it was limited to Twitch. It doesn't matter anymore. You just come on Discord and ask for a key. I just have to give you permission to get a key. You'll get the key, and then you'll just jump into a multiplayer session and just start playing. And that's kind of the goal, next goal. And then I'll be able to let you guys have at it. All right, so I already have multiple players. Max players, maybe? I'm not sure. where do I have the players array? There we go. Okay, so I should define max players 10. All right, so it's going to be, we're going to have 10 players. And we'll go back down to simulation battle. Okay. And down here, we're going to have to start dealing with multiple players. So I probably need to create a fleet with at least one ship for a second and maybe a third player, and place them in the world, and then run a test, and we'll just see how it goes. Once I land a job, have money coming in, maybe I can contribute here and there. Yep, here. That'd be great. That'd be great for a number of obvious reasons. Yeah, if you can do it, then awesome. No, obviously no pressure. Job comes first, but getting a job comes first. But yeah, I hear you. All right. What's up, Battle? How you doing? You're here. You can start now. Sure, buddy. Sure. Saw you were up late on Discord. Hope you guys got a good chat. Solve the world's problems. Nice. Nice. All done on Discord. You're welcome. Thank you, I guess. All right, so I have to pick a place to start. I need to go look at all the references that I have to things like player 0. And I think all right. So I see what I did here. I assumed there's only one player. So I defaulted to the first player and I set a whole bunch of values. Actually 5. Only 5. That's actually not bad. So I just have to replace 5 references with a dynamic set of active players. Player 0 will always be an active player. Well, hang on. In multiplayer mode, that's not true, is it? In local mode, that's true. If you're playing this locally and only locally, then you can just be player 0 and it never matters. But in true multiplayer mode, you could be player 3, 4, whatever. So okay. So I just have to think about how I would want to do that. Does the WebAssembly care which player you are? Not really. It only cares about what the server thinks you are. And in local mode, it only cares what the local mode thinks you are. And Okay. So in local mode, if you're not plugged into um, multiplayer, you could always be player 0. We could just have the renderer default to player 0. Set the active player to player 0 and just run with that. If you're in down the like farther down the road of this game, when you can invite other players to play along with you in your local game, you're the authoritative server. And so we'll just build in a mechanism where every additional player you invite to like take part in a battle is then like player 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. So then on the web server side, in either scenario, whether you're doing a local based, like it's your world and you've invited players, or it's a global world and there's no true single player, it's just everybody's just having a battle, then the server gets to dictate which player is which, like which user is which player. It's just that the initiator in the local mode becomes the primary player, like player 0. But it can be a hot swap in true multiplayer. So we don't need to track an active player in WebAssembly. It does not care. All it cares about is which player is doing what thing or which NPC is doing what thing at any given time. That's it. It's up to the rendering or the client or the server, whatever, the client of WebAssembly, to determine who does what, or to request that somebody does something. That's it. So that means that I have to take the ocean battle and instead of doing checks like I have here, I guess, player's fleet ID, get the first player. I just have to iterate the turn order. That's all I have to do. And flip it so that whoever is the general of the fleet branch off 2 paths. If the general is a player, you're going to go through the player path, which is here. This will be the player path, which means that you're waiting for. We already have the player path. We've got it all sorted out. So you're just waiting for inputs. You tell the player they need to take an action. If they're not a player, then they're an NPC, and then you go through the NPC path. That allows us to, if we want to, in particular modes, just toggle a switch that says this fleet's general is a player or not. There's trouble with this, although then do I need to even define any more than one player? Huh. In a battle, any fleet. could be a player. Why would I want to define if it's swappable by flag, why define multiple players? I guess because each player might have their own unique fleet set up. So you can't just assume everyone's an NPC or the other way around and switch them on and off. If, for example, if one player defeats another player, then they don't just turn into an NPC, do they? They just get removed. Okay, so that's why you want to define multiple players, because you need to load a player into the battle with their custom setup. And let's say the player exits through partway through the multiplayer battle, then their setup just exits the game. Like the WebAssembly has to flush out the data for that player and remove them from the battle. Okay. All right. Okay, this makes sense then. So in that case, I would want to do something like what determines whether it's an NPC's turn. This. Okay. So I don't need to check for player fleet. What I need to check for is well, okay, so there's two ways to check it. One is iterate all players. And if active and the player fleet ID is equal to the attacker, then we're in a player turn. The other way to do it is get general of fleet, and if NPC is player equals true, then we also know we're in a player turn. Sup, Ross? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. The downside is if we just set player to true, we could end up in a case where an NPC accidentally is set to is player, and it get in a bad path. So it probably makes sense that we do the top one. We have to make sure that the player is active, like they're active in the game. They have a flag that's active in the game, and that they have a fleet in the battle, and that the fleet ID matches their fleet, like the current order fleet ID matches the player's fleet ID, and then we know it's their turn. Okay. I suppose in this case then we have to go wherever the max players are here. And something like we'd have to do something like active players. Right? Yeah, we'd store, okay, so we'd store an array of active players. We'd turn a player active on or off depending on whether or not they're, like they're in the game. And hopefully they have a fleet and stuff. Um, turn on an active player. And then we come down here. And we'd iterate all players. So let's kind of pseudo code it out. We'd go max players. And it'd be like if active players I is true, let's say. And so then it'd be players fleet ID, get fleet ID, and then it'd be players I. And then it would be if attacker is equal to, right? And now we're in player turn. So that's kind of the pseudocode. So I think this makes some sense. Okay. In order to get to this point, we have to be able to add players to the battle and then remove them from the battle as well when they're like when you've destroyed their fleet. Um, so up here, I guess, in this test function, that's kind of what I'm doing for player 0. I create a fleet for player 0, and then I have to add ships for player 0. So we have to make sure that the client, aka the JavaScript, has the capabilities needed to do this. All these functions are exported already, so that's fine. Add ship, create a ship. This is going to be a problem. Dynamically adding ships in here, we're kind of bypassing. See, we can't really pass an array of data directly from JavaScript unless we can. But if we generate an array of data, it would have to be, then what we're asking is for the JavaScript to stay in line with the data structure in here. So we'd have to do like function create ship, and it would have to be like ship data is equal to an array, and then somehow we'd have to do like, 0 is equal to. Yeah. Yeah, this starts to get weird in JavaScript. And then we'd have to go WASM exports add ship data. This is kind of weird. And what is this structure, right? How would we even get something like ship name ID? It's all inside of C. Our enumeration is inside of C. What if instead of this, we did get next ship available slot. Ship by, and it, so it would return an ID of the next available portion of our ships array. Hey Vamp on YouTube, what's up, man? And then you do something like set ship name ID. Yeah, this is better. Yep, this is better. And same with fleet. Be like create fleet. It'd be like fleet ID, get next fleet available. So it's like something like that. And then you just go like fleet set general ID, and it'd be like, you know, whatever player 1 or something, whatever it is. Dandy, long time no see. How you doing, Dandy? Project's going well. I'm gonna try and get some like light multiplayer happening here today, I hope. This looks great. Can't wait until your code is readable so I can take a look. Yeah, I can't wait until it's readable so you can take a look too. I realize it's beyond you, Vamp. I'll dumb it down for you, okay, Vamp? Just for you. All right, woke up late. Another non-productive day. Rest in peace. How about you? I'm all right. Yeah, can't complain. I woke up late too. Otherwise, I'd be streaming earlier. Okay. Okay. So the only thing I'm gonna need after this is something like take, I don't know, take ship slot. Like I need to like tell. I need to tell WebAssembly that the slot's taken. I'm gonna have to do that. No, it's not beyond both of us, Vamp. It's just beyond you. Ray464, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. Make sure to say hi if you're here. But if you're just doing a flyby follow, thanks anyways. Ray, for you are here. I'm new to coding. Any advice on not giving up? Yeah, don't give up. Um, any advice on not giving up? I mean, if you're thinking about giving up, then maybe you run into something difficult. Um, in which case, change the focus of what you're trying to learn or do. If it's becoming so difficult that you want to give up, then take a break from it and try something else that seems interesting, and then come back to it. Like I think most people who have been programming for like more than a year will tell you, like sometimes the getting past a particular wall happens when you're like not thinking about it, like when you're sitting on the can or something, or like having a shower or whatever, and then suddenly, or like after you've gone to bed, and then suddenly you're like, yeah, I know the answer now. I didn't know the answer before, but I know it now. So just try and change your focus a bit, and then come back to it. Yeah, there you go. Dandy's saying exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Take a break, let your brain work through it in silence. Yeah. Go step away from computers, no social media. Yeah. 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 Just to take a break and then come back. It happens to everyone, Ray. And what I mean by that is it doesn't matter how long you've been coding, you're always going to run into something that gets frustrating. So don't worry about it. Is the frog still among? Hey, Moldy, what's up? Yeah, I think Frog's still here. Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Sparrow thinks he's better than us. I don't think I know. It's not. It's not. Yeah. I just know that I am. Okay. Yeah, like you're. Yeah. Well, it's it's confidence based on reality, Dandy. What can I say? Typical Greek. Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. It's typical Greek, but it's still true. Free Code Camp is not a bad start. Yeah, Ray. It's not bad. I wouldn't use only that. What's better than tutorials? Um, Start doing something. Like it's better to read documentation on something you're interested in using. Read the documentation on it, even a little bit. You don't have to read all the documentation, but um, uh, try and read how to do simple things in JavaScript, for example. That would be a good start. Just plain JavaScript. How would you do something simple, and build up from there? That's much better than doing tutorials. Ultimately, because you can pick projects that you're interested in. Like, okay, how would I do something that's cool for me to do in plain JavaScript? And then you just kind of look it up in standard documentation and go for it. That you'll probably learn more that way than by like going through code tutorials online. Okay. Okay. This test function just sets up individual players. I think what I could do is I could test my theory on um, I could test my theory on the JavaScript uh, player setup right here in the test function. That's probably a good way to do it. Wish I kept up with coding, did it for a week, then went back to the bong. So did Spiro. Yeah, sure, I did. But I'm still coding, so I guess I win. I didn't actually go to the bong. If you're on the bong, you're a loser. Seriously, don't do that. You're stupid if you do that. Setting up a new project, thinking about using vanilla React. Theo approves. Battle? You traitor. Um, okay, if I'm gonna do this, then I need to have a function that's exported out of the storage. So storage struct. When we create the storage, we have an open slot, and that's what we want to get out. Available to available to JavaScript. We're going to need a function for it, so we might as well get next open. What? Would be, well, how would it get storage next open? Yeah, okay. This would be like this. So get storage, whatever name, next open slot. And then you would just return the storage variable next open slot. Okay, so now JavaScript can access this. And then what you would do is I wonder if we could just pull it. Okay. What if we do pull? Let me just see what that looks like. If we do pull, then what we could do next open slot is automatically take it out of commission, right? So it'd be yeah, it'd be like this, and then we'd go count. Where's my damn count? X count. We want to increment the count, but we want to make sure that we don't. We want to make sure we have room. So it'd be like, be like this, and then max count. Then we'd say like no more room for whatever this is. Yeah, it'd be this. What's up, Justin? On YouTube, I see you, man. How you doing? What's up, Ghost? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So we'd pull it, and then we'd go. If that worked, then just increment the count, find the next open slot, except we'd have to set Crap, how are we doing find next open slot? Oh, no. I know what it is. It's used. Yeah. That's right. It's used. And... oh, come on. Next open slot. That's what it is. All right. Current open slot. Go like this. Okay. And then we return current open slot. All right. And this is going to be its own function. We actually don't need get. Well, sure. Why not? Yeah, so it's going to be its own macro, I mean. So define storage open slot. It's going to be the same thing as the way we generate the structure to begin with. Get storage, whatever. What's the problem, bro? Oh, that's the problem. All right, there we go. So I have to go through here and go storage struct, and we're gonna. Good night, Vamp. Have a good night, man. Get some sleep, bro. And we're just gonna do exactly, yeah, we're just gonna do exactly what we did here. You know what? Let's not do it everywhere. Well, do we want it for everything? Let me just think. Yeah, actually, that would actually allow us to do some editing. Let's just see if it works here. What's the problem now? Implicit declaration of find next figurehead open slot. Yeah. What's your problem? Find next figurehead open slot. Oh, it's the order. I'm calling a function that hasn't been defined yet. There we go. All right. Okay. So that's going to give us things like, well, we can test it. We can go to the game, load it, and we'll go pull. Oh, yeah. So if we pull the cannon next slot, we're going to get a 0, and then we can do something like set can. Oh, come on. Set cannon name ID. Say, sure, set cannon base price, and then our ID is 0, and we go like 999. Bro. 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 Cooking. We're cooking with fire. Crap. All right. If I wonder if I was actually intelligent, I would probably make shoot. I'd probably make a macro that did all of the functions here all at once, I suppose. I just don't know if... Huh, I wonder. What happens? I wonder what happens. It's gonna give me a bunch of errors, yeah, because there's... Yeah, so let me oh, come on. Comment these out. Oh, I have not had enough coffee this morning and it shows. Or this afternoon, I guess, for me. Woke up so late. Okay, now if I run it... Alright. So what if I just called it slot functions? Why so many macros in the first place? Because I'm doing a hell of a lot of repetitive code in order to generate functions so that JavaScript or any client that's using WebAssembly has functions to be able to reach into WebAssembly and access data. And there's there was literally somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 lines of code, which was just like the same kinds of functions repeated over and over and over again, just so JavaScript would have a way to reach into WebAssembly and get data in and out. It's like, why am I doing this? I could macro all of these. It's all the same repetitive code, and and then I can remove, like, I can greatly simplify the file. And so by doing that, yeah, we removed thousands of lines of code. Can't it be parameterized? It can, but then I have to go and branch off on each parameter. Um, and so you're going to end up with like a big block of like if else switch statements, etc. So it's like, what's the point? Just macro it and it'll just generate the functions for me. And then that way, any client that's using the WebAssembly has all the functions in the world. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Super performance route. Yeah. Good questions, though. Good questions. So you know what? I'm going to change this. I'm going to go, it is really hard to write. But see, hang on one sec. Slot funks. That's what we're going to call it. It is hard to write, but the fact that I can... Hey, Dracnet, thank you for the follow just now on Twitch side. I appreciate it. Make sure you say hi if you're here, Dracnet. But if you're doing a flyby follow, thank you anyways. It is hard to write, but what I'm trying to show is that it's not as hard as you think, right? Like, no doubt there's a lot of thought that has to go into it, and if you want to stick to the principles, like, it's easy for me to make excuses to do things like, you know, a lazier way. But if I can do it, then it means that many other people can do it. And, you know, because, I mean, let's face it, like, I'm pretty stupid. Um, but I'm doing something like difficult. It's not easy. It's difficult, and but we're pulling it off. And it's not just me by myself. I mean, I have chat to help me, but still. So in keeping with the principles of the project, um, it it's good, and yeah, and it works. Okay. Does this build? It does. Sweet. Okay. So that makes life a lot easier. if I'm intelligent, if I'm yet even more intelligent, I will make this even better by taking the storage functions and moving them all up too. However, the problem with the storage functions is that they depend on find, and I can't just I can't just bring them up to the declaration of the storage, because the find and get and pull are not available. So the only other thing I could do to clean this up a bit, since I'm here, I might as well not be lazy asses, is clear, add, and remove should just become one macro with all three functions. I can't think of a reason why I would want to break those out. That would reduce repetition as well. So sure, let's go for it. Let's just clean it up over here. Let's not be lazy. Storage, so clear, add. Okay, so we're going to call this storage funcs, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to just do a straight up replace, so I don't have to go through them one by one. So we'll do storage clear. We'll make that storage funcs just like this. Okay. Then we'll go through all of these and we'll remove add and remove. Storage funcs, storage funcs, storage funcs, storage funcs. All right. Get rid of that. Build. There it is. Let's make sure we didn't break the game. Yeah, battle's working. Okay, everything seems to be in order. We didn't break anything. All right, that helps. It would be nice if I could do a macro for all the fields as one shot, but I'm not sure how I would do that. I'm not sure how I would do that. So let's not deal with that. Let's not deal with that yet. Because I'd have to pass them in as like one after another, after another, after another. And then this thing would get like really, really long. The only thing it would do is remove this. I mean, that might not be the end of the world. I wonder if there is a way to do it. Define test macro, and it'd be like args, maybe like that. Can see macros accept triple dot multiple arguments. How big is your WASM file with so many macros? You might want to optimize that too. Let's see. Will it not show me? My WASM file is approximately what, like 4 megs, like 4.3 megs. Actually, I think I even have it. Yeah, here we go. 4.3 megs. approximately. And that's a debug mode, so it's not optimized or anything. Like I'm not running O3. I'm just like raw dogging. So yeah. You can't access individual. Oh, variadic. That's what. Yeah. Macros can be variadic too. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what I want. Variadic C macros. Here we go. A macro can be. Oh yeah, dog. Bro. A macro can be declared to accept a variable number of arguments, much as a function can. The syntax for defining the macro is similar to that of a function. Here's an example. So you define the macro and it's triple dot variadic, and then you'd go va args. It's called variadic. When the macro is invoked, all the tokens in its argument list after the last named argument, including any commas, become the variable. The sequence of tokens replaces the identifier va args, and thus whatever it appears. Thus we have this expansion. And so then you could go input file line number. Okay. You could also name it. Oh, wait. Am I in CPP? Oh, F. F. Can you not give me... Can you... I just want the C version. Just give me the C. Okay, well, I think we can infer variadic macros in C. VA args. Okay, so it's the same thing. And then we could probably iterate over the VA args. I think I do that elsewhere. No? No? I don't do it? Alright. So how about like test args? And let's do something like... Why don't I just console log? Can I do that? And I don't know, just test variadic macro. Test args I. Can I even do that? Iterate VA args variadic macro. Do I do it like a size of? For each? No way. Is it literally like macroing a macro for each for a macro? Can't I just want to get the size of. Why don't you just give me the size of? Can I just do size of? I just want size of, bro. Okay. Um, yes. Okay. So we have size of. So, um, we're just going to do it. You can just do things, by the way. Well, it freaking compiles. So, okay, let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 34, and 69. Oh. Test unexpected identifier. Test macro. Okay, let's try this. I know there's like a thing you do. I have it up there so that you can. This do while makes it so that you can use the macro in like other, like nested if else loops or and stuff like that. Like let's see if that helps. Do okay data I really. All right. Maybe you can't name it. Maybe you have to go. What the hell, bro? What am I doing wrong? Oh. Um, is it the string functions? What if I just move it? Is it expecting string functions? No. Expected identifier or something like that. What would, bro? Is it the name? Variadic macro? Okay. There's something weird about this. Because even if I take out the call to, oh no, it does work without the call. So it's like the actual execution of it is worked somehow. Maybe it's size of. It's not size of. It's not. It's not this. It's not that. Wait. The, okay, let's take out the variadic. Too few arguments. It's the variadic. Bro. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe if I zoom in. Variadic macro. Yeah. Do while. What happens if I run clear data? I'm calling it too early because I have clear data Yeah. Okay. Got it. So it's when I'm calling it, not that I'm calling it. All right. Let's go back. So it'll be test macro. And what I can do is in my test function, do like a test macro and then 3, 4, 6, 69. Use of undeclared identifier I. Probably because I didn't. Yeah. What? Subscripted value is not an array, pointer, or vector. It's not going to be able. It's not going to do a size of, is it? Yeah, that's why. That's why they do macro for eaching. So I don't actually think that's going to help then. Yeah, it's not going to help. Because then what I have to do is pass an account. Yeah, this gets really weird. I don't want to do this. I'd rather just write out the individual lines. Because it's not actually going to save me lines. It's only going to save me characters. Yeah. For each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, no. We're not doing this. Okay. Well, there goes that. Okay. Rebuild. All right. At least we've cleared that up. Now what we can do is go back down to our test function. And we can test out our pull. Our pull yeah, we can test these out. Okay. So what we'll test is something like fleet ID. No. Pull storage fleets next open slot. And it's going to return to us the slot that we can pull from. It'll set it to used. And then what we should be able to do, I'm going to move this down. Yeah, I'll move it down here. That way we keep backwards compatibility. We'll just try it for this top section here. Now with Fleet ID, we can actually use the functions that we want, like JavaScript or our client, to use in order to dynamically inject data into the game. So we can do things now like set fleet total ships 0 and set fleet total captains to 1 and set fleet general ID to player 0. Now, we technically don't need this because add fleet is effectively doing the same thing as pulling the slot. Does it compile? It compiles. Does it run? Let's start a battle. It indeed does run. Let's just play out the battle a bit, make sure we didn't break anything. Yeah. Okay. So we now have a way for any client to dynamically pull an open slot of data and then use setter getter functions to reach into WebAssembly and do things if that's what we want to do. And in multiplayer mode, that is what we want to do. So this is working. Okay, that makes life a lot easier. That was worth it right there. I could end the stream right now and just like walk away like a based GigaChad. So in this test function, what I should do is create maybe 2 more fleets, and it's going to be 2 more players. And then I'll go down to the ocean battle, and I'll add the 2 player fleets into the battle, and then we're going to test to see if we're going to test to see if the battle asks for the player's input during the battle. And what I'll do is I'll scatter players out. So it'd be like player 1, NPC, player 2, NPC, player 3, NPC. How many fleets do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Okay. Why don't I just add another player right now? All right, so what we're doing here is we are taking an array of ship data, and then we pass it by value into the storage. That way, the only thing we have to do is change the name, and then we don't have to recreate the array and update all the fields all the time unless we want to. So we can just recycle the ship ID and the second ship ID. All right, let's just do it. Let's go. Actually, I can just copy this. All right. Player 1. It's so far so good. So we'll move this down. We set the first player. to have a fleet with 2 ships. We are now going to set the second player to have a fleet with 2 ships. We will keep the exact same data. So we don't have to do anything to the ship array. We just keep it. So it'll just reference this ship data. We do want to keep a separate like a separate value, because like we don't want the second player to have the second player's ships to have like their health be the first player ship, so that's why we have to add the ship. But then that's fine. Okay. What happens to the battle? Nothing should happen. It should be the same battle. Perfect. It's the same battle. Now we'll go down to scene ocean battle. And our setup. Our setup is going to be getting all the fleets we have available and placing them. Oh, so maybe yeah, we actually should have more ships here. I wonder if I can move the camera. Move camera to the right. Holy crap, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So so it's already added. Okay, so if I go back to test, because I'm just going over the fleet, I'm adding the fleets based on the order I see them in the array. I should just shuffle this. Player 1 will become 3rd in the turn order. That's what should happen. Then I have to go back to my scene. And when I check for player fleet, I can kind of override it. We'll just do a hacky override. If it's this one or it's this one. This is going to be hacky, but let's just see what happens. All right, so I am the first player. I'll go over like this. I'll fire my cannon. And then I'll go like that. And then I'll fire my cannon. And then the next thing that should happen is the NPC should take their turn. Okay, NPC takes their turn. NPC takes their turn. NPC, NPC. Okay, that didn't work. And there's an error, but that's fine. So I wonder what these values are. There's 0 and -1. All right, so we probably have a data issue. Let's just see if we can resolve it real quick. Let's see what the value of this is. It should have a value. It shouldn't be empty. Nah, that's not right. Because yeah, that ain't right. So let's go back to our test function. Set fleet general, is that what I'm missing? Set fleet general ID? Nope. Okay. What about in our initialization? Players, they're not a captain. That's why. We have to set up a captain. Okay. Okay. Um, if we set up a captain, what we could do is let me think. Maybe I want to use the new storage function. That's probably not a bad idea. This would be like pull storage captains. Yeah. Set captain NPC ID. We'll just like copy the values. Set captain player ID. Oh, I need to pass in the captain ID as a second parameter. That's 0. Crap. I could type. Set captain gold. And set captain inventory ID. Okay. Does it run? It does not because of that. Did we break anything? Let's test the items because that was directly affected. I should be able to do this by exit and then telescope. Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay, so we didn't break anything, so now we can do the exact same thing. We'll copy this over. We'll do the captain ID again, and 1 will be the new captain ID. Now there should be 2 captains. Now, okay. Somehow the first one is an NPC. Okay. Uh-huh. And our values are good. So that seems to be working. Where else do we have player 0? That's for showing the main character. That's for showing you, not for battle. I don't care about showing you, just care about showing the ships of the captains. Okay. And what would be the reason why? First of all, I'm not the first attacker. That's not right. I should be. Like right now, it should be asking me for. Yeah. And it's not asking me a second time either. So somehow, some way, we've worked the order of things. So what if we made the assumption that adding the second captain broke everything? Let's just assume that we broke everything here. What happens now? Somehow, we're still in a bad spot. Okay, we've broken something. What have we broken? Total ships, total captains, fleet data, name ID, fleet ID, general ID. Why am I doing this twice? NPC ID is not right. What the hell is this? What is this? This is ship name. Like what am I even? Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is. Okay. Yeah, that's better somehow. Okay. What would have broken it? It was working before. Even just the basic pull is not working. When we go through the battle turn order, setting up the ocean battle, we're going to go through all the battle fleets. And then we're going to go through all the ships, and that will be our turn order. So what is our first fleet? This isn't making any sense. Maybe it's this thing we broke. Let's just go back to the. Let's just go back to this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's what it was. We can't do. We can't do an or statement, I guess. So let's raw dog it for now. 32 second players. Fade ID. We're going to be very, like, super explicit about this, just to be very sure. Okay, so first player definitely goes. Okay, now we have to go back here and add the second player again. So add back the second player. Fresh, let's see what happens. Move, we'll fire a cannon. Move, we'll fire a cannon. Now, the second NPC takes their turn. This is correct. Oh, there we go. We now have 2 players. Yeah. We have 2 players. Yep. That's kind of weird. Why is nothing in range over here? But okay. And why are there not 2 ships? Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Just somehow there is not a second ship. Yeah, no, 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 no. Don't lose your place here. There's not a second ship when you go back. Am I sure I'm not doing a reference to a specific player somewhere else here? I shouldn't be. It's like ship damage, no. NPC, choose a target. Player take a turn. Yeah, fire cannons, board ship, okay. Give orders. Yeah, I'm not doing anything here. That's like, it's weird. Let me find player's fleet ID. That might be the issue. Okay, yeah. So it would be um let's just see where else I might be referencing this. Um doesn't look like I'm referencing it anywhere. What about yeah, cool. Where are we even getting this? Okay, how about this function? Yep. Okay. Cool. Anywhere else? Nope. Okay. Does this change anything? Okay, I move one ship. Okay, and then I move the second ship. Aha, that's okay. That's what it was. Perfect. Okay, so now there's two players and they each control their own ships. Perfect. Okay. And what that means is I need to have. All right, so now comes a more difficult challenge, which is having a player already set up at the beginning of your at the beginning of the battle is fine, because then what you can do is you can load the player into the battle and their ships in the right turn order, and then you just go. You go to the end of the battle, and that's all great and dandy. But what happens when a player's fleet is destroyed, and that player is therefore no longer in the battle? You essentially have to remove their ability to interact in the battle. And part of the problem is that um, they live as an NPC in the world once the battle is initiated, and you'd have to remove their world NPCs. And then if another user takes over that player, you have to reintroduce the NPCs in the world. So the easiest way around that is, well, actually, there's two easy ways around that. One of them would be preset all available players as world NPCs, and then hide them in renderer when they're active in battle, or no, when they're not active in battle. That would be one way. And then um, when player's fleet is dead, just don't remove them. Just reset the values, reset all the fleet values, and then nobody can join current battle until it's done. That way, what we do is we limit the initialization of all the players and all the NPCs so that they stay consistent like throughout the battle until the battle is done. So you can't have players popping in and out. Part of the reason you don't want to have players popping in and out is then someone could pop in with a fresh set of health right at the end of the battle. That would suck. So instead, what you want to do is pre-initialize the battle. All the players have to be joined up, and that's it. The other way you could do it is NPC fleets can be taken over by player. That's another way to do it. Another way to do it would be uh, I'm trying to think that then dynamically add remove players, but that's I don't like this because then you have to no because you'd have to offload world NPCs to do that. But then okay, let's assume that we could solve that. Let's say we solve it. But then the problem becomes you'd have NPCs remaining as NPCs, but then how would you introduce a new player into the middle of a battle and make it so that they have like a fair, like they don't have an unfair advantage? Like, you know, you don't want a new player in battle to have full health near the end of the battle. That'd be unfair. So you'd have to come up with some mechanism to like lower their health values and stuff. That gets annoying. But it would be the nicest because then your NPCs can remain NPCs. You never have to worry about them. You could have all kinds of other like NPCs like the Kraken or whatever. Just stay the way they are, and then a player doesn't take over those. They just continually stay that way. And then if a player is removed from the battle, um, everything just continues. Um, so maybe this is the right way. The top one, we assume that we assume all players are available to be used, but not all players are in the battle. It's at the beginning of the battle that a player has to essentially join, and like so you can't join in the middle of a battle. Then in multiplayer mode, it would just mean that if all the players are dead, the battle's over. Um, yeah, that's that. It would be nice to have an ongoing battle. It would be nice to have an ongoing battle. I do like this idea, but we just have to figure out how to have players not have an unfair advantage if they join. And the battle could like never end, essentially. It would just you just have a constant flow of like random things happening in the battle. People could pop in and out. They'd pop in with a fleet and yeah. So like we could do things like join with health equivalent to lowest health in all lowest health of all ships greater than 0. You could do that. So you have like a bad advantage if you're going to join part way. And then what we could do is we could mitigate this a little bit by what we had before in the multiplayer, which is like mitigate by um, having like random health packs in the world that you step over. So even if you come in at a disadvantage, it's possible that you could regain some health, um, join with like buffs, maybe things like that. Okay, so maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just that we have to figure out this really difficult thing of injecting you dynamically in and then removing you when you're not in and making sure the turn order. Okay. Load world NPCs and offload when player is killed. Track available player spot so a new user can join as X player if available. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do update turn order. So fleets, so non-functional fleets just don't exist in turn. We're going to have to do like how would we do we want like an ongoing cyclical battle or no, because in the real game the battle is over when the battle's over. Everybody has to start over. And we kind of want to keep it in line with the real game. We don't want to deviate too much, just to do like a little multiplayer thing here. Um, when an NPC is dead, an NPC is dead. When okay, so actually, if we're gonna keep it with the original game and when the battle's over, you have to start a new battle because that's how it would work. Then we can preset. Nope, I changed my mind. I don't want to preset them. I want them dynamically added because that's how it would work in the real game too. If you're no, it wouldn't. I changed my mind yet again. You're in single player mode, you're about to attack someone or someone's going to attack you. You have the choice of entering the attack as is, or you can go online and provide a key to one of your friends who has a cool fleet, invite them to join your battle, then they will join your battle. Then the battle begins. All active players in the battle are just that. They are the players in the battle, and that's it. Then the battle ends. Stuff is whatever, cheers and all that, and then you do the same thing over and over again. Therefore, we preset everyone. Yes. Okay. We're gonna preset everyone. That means we don't have to worry about offloading NPCs and whatnot. We set them up at the beginning. That's all we do. It's just if you're a fleet and you're in the battle, you're in the battle, and that's all. Um, so that means everybody has to wait. Everybody has to wait for the battle to finish. before they can join. And that removes all this stuff. That's great. To join, you pick an available player slot. Fleet is added to battle plus turn order initialized. Placement is random. Off you go. Okay. Now what can happen is like random krakens, random health packs you step over, which are just going to be entities, and potential buffs depending on, I don't know, your current score or your role in Discord or something, whatever. What's up, Mike? Homeless? Yeah, man, I'm homeless. Coding out of a cardboard box right now. Things are bad over here. Pretty bad, pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice cardboard box, but it's a cardboard box nonetheless. I don't know how I'm going to make it, you know? Bad times. Okay. Um, the next thing I want to do then, in order to make this happen, okay, well, how would this work? You'd load up the page, you'd load up the GitHub static page, you'd get asked to join, no, you'd get asked to get a key, you'd get a key, which you'd have to get out of Discord, pop it in, and then you would join a battle. And a battle could be, well, you'd have to initiate a new battle. Yeah, this is the trick, isn't it? How are we handling battle setup? Somebody starts a battle, player joins. There's an available battle. What determines whether a battle is available to be played? I guess it would just be, are there any active players on the server? So our bun server would just check for that, and if there are none, then there's a, you could initiate a battle. Just simply by joining, and then the battle starts, and then the server starts shipping you game state, and then you play out the battle. We could make it so it requires 2 or more players. Yeah. Okay, but we don't have to do that. Just because there's one or more players in the server, though, doesn't mean a battle started. And that's kind of the key thing here is when do you determine that a battle starts? So I guess we could do the old school MMO style. You've got like, I don't know, 30 seconds or like a minute or something to wait for people to pour in. If there are no active players, reset the timer. You just keep going. If there's at least one active player, you gotta wait for the timer to count down to 0. Then the battle starts. And so if you're the only person who's joined within the like initial time period, then that's it. I guess that's how we do that. Then on initialization, the server will inject the player or players into the world. Okay. Then what we need to do is have functions that allow us to set the turn order of available fleets. We have a way to add fleets to the world. Then we can just like reload the page. The bun server could just reload WASM potentially. The state would get refreshed for everybody. But then you'd have to put in your key again, wouldn't you? Oh, that would suck. That's bad UX. Actually, no. You could just pass in a key. Yeah. Okay. If you're gonna get if you're gonna get a key from Discord, then just Discord could just give you a link with the key as a parameter in the URL. And if it exists, then it just auto connects you to the server. And so if we do a page reload in order to refresh the state of the battle, your key parameter stays in the URL. You don't have to put your key in again. Okay, so that's fine. Benji Pixel 24, hello man, how are you doing? Good to see you. So we just need functions to set up our battles when we refresh the state. And the server will just do like function calls into our ocean battle. I'm alright making an AI chatbot, training it with a dataset. Nice. Sounds fun, Benji. Sounds like a fun time. Okay. I think I've got a plan then. Because I already have functions for, like if I go look at this. WASM exports, set, ocean battle. I mean, I guess I don't have all the functions. I have to create them. Get valid, intended is valid. get cap. Yeah, I'll have to create a few functions, but that way at least JavaScript can do ocean battle setup. Okay. What kind of functions? Be functions we need for ocean battle. Be like add fleet to battle. It's something like that. What's up, Sneaky? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. It would be, and then it'd be like fleet ID, which would map to like a general ID. I'm doing well. Can't complain. Hope you're doing well too. Good stuff, man. I'm glad. Um, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm on the path to multiplayer, so I'm building out the building blocks for multiplayer. Trying to see if we could get something multiplayer going. Maybe today. I have no idea. I'm not even sure. Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'd have to add the fleet to the battle. I don't have to remove it from the battle because I'm just going to refresh when the battle's over. The fleet ID would be mapped to particular players. We know how to set up players, so that is fine. We'd have to set up NPCs. That is fine. Uh, oh man, my brain's got like a million ideas, but I gotta like try and stay focused. Um, is that all we need? Add fleet to battle. That's fine. Maybe we would need set battle fleet turn order. Yeah. Yeah. And it would be fleet ID and then whatever turn order we want. And we would also need to do, well, maybe ship actually turn order, right? Because if I go down here and I look at the ships, um, yeah, ocean battle turn order, yeah, right. And we set the ship, yeah. So that's what we want to do, not fleet. We want to do set battleship turn order. So it'd be fleet ID, ship ID, turn order, probably something like that. So we can customize the turn order of the ships in the battle. And then we would call the scene ocean battle action in it. That's what we already have this. So it's mostly these two. We got to put in a fleet. We have to go through the ships. We have to set their ship turn order so that we can mix and match, like, I don't know, fleet 1. Like player 1's first ship gets to go first, but then NPC 3's first ship gets to go second. Things like that. Placement. This. We got to do this. Oh, we need a way. We absolutely need a way to set the placement. of ships. Okay. There's two ways to do this. We either figure out how to do this randomly or appropriately in WebAssembly, or we let the client deal with it. But then we need functions for the client to set the NPC positions, which we do have. But I have to figure this out for the game anyways. We could we could break up the world into grids of starting areas. And just randomize the starting area. And then place all available ships in that starting area. Okay, why don't we do that? Break up world into small grids or coordinates of starting areas. And fleets are randomly assigned a starting area. And then you'd have to go over fleet ships and do simple arithmetic, like starting area X plus, I don't know, ship ID plus 1, or I don't know, something like that, or something. Okay, this is going to be some work. And let's assume that we have all that. Is there anything else that I need to do? Yeah, yeah, of course. I need to clean this up. Stop raw dogging. Player fleet IDs. And write generic code for guarding player fleet IDs versus NPCs. So I don't have to do like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. Figure that part out. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there's one ship down. What? Yeah. Health regen on that ship. That's weird. So does it... Huh. I must have, I think I broke my arithmetic somehow. Yeah, yeah. When I was doing the macro refactoring. Oh well, okay. I'll have to fix that too. Let me go back up here. fix arithmetic from macro refactor with reduce ship all and reduce ship crew. I'm pretty sure that's where the problem lies. Okay. Let me just have a look at them right now. No. Reduce by? Here, okay. So if the reduction is greater than yeah, this isn't right. Reduce by and increase by. Yeah. So it'd be if value is greater than the current value of the thing we're reducing, then it just becomes 0. Is that all I needed? Let's figure it out. Move down here. Okay. We'll just attack this one thing here and see. Yep, that's all I needed. Okay, that's fixed. So I can knock that off. That was easy. Jeez, really? Okay, there we go. End of battle. Perfect. Okay, that solved that. One to do down. Okay. All right, so I just have to decide what to work on next, and it's probably these functions. So let me go up to our ocean battle functions, see if I have anything I can just kind of cannibalize. Headed coordinates, boarding coordinates, valid, yep. Valid move. Okay. Targets within range. Oh, I have add fleet to battle. Okay. Yeah, so I don't need that. Got that. I just need to do set order. Max ocean battle fleets, and then that. That means that I want to go here. Let me ocean battle fleets, right? Ocean battle fleets. Where is this being set? Do we even are we even checking for this? Wait, if we're not using this data, how are we? Oh, I see. We're going literally through all the fleets, but we have to go through all the ocean battle fleets. Okay, that's why. Got it. Okay, let's see where else we're using this, just in case. Nowhere. That's it. Perfect. Are we using add fleet to battle anywhere? No. Perfect. Okay. Battle data current fleet order ID. Okay. So I need to add. I want to add fleets to the battle. We'll iterate over that. We'll set the first one to the first order ID, which is kind of what we're doing here. That's fine. The first ship will be the first ship we go through in the battle, in the fleet, I mean, will take the first turn. That's fine. We go through fleet ships in this case here, and we'll go. Yeah, that's all we do. First ship of the first fleet. Okay. So literally that's all we're doing. I better write a note because this got confusing for me. So all we're doing is setting the turn order to first fleet. Then we get the first ship of first fleet and set that as the ship turn order, as the first ship turn order. That's all we're doing here. And then we go clear. This is just clear ocean battle turn order. That's all we're doing here. And so then we go and we place it. And as we place it, that's when we want to do. So here is where we need to check for ocean battle fleets. Not equal to sentry. That's what we want to do here. Then we place the ships down. We're going to figure out their positions. We're going to set their turn order. But essentially what we want to do, we want to hoist this turn order functionality to like out of this loop and set up turn orders independently. Because right now we're just iterating, and yeah, that's how. Okay, so it looks like we have all the tools we need to do this. We just got to write some code. And then once we do that, we're going to have a way to set up a battle. A bit more a bit more properly, instead of just going through a bunch of data one after another and then just assuming that that's the order we want. We can start mixing and matching, which is exactly what we need for multiplayer. And then what we'll do is we'll use the WebAssembly capability of Bun. Is there an example? Use custom, I don't know, file types. How do you do it? Bun WASM examples? Okay. They're sure. That makes no sense. Server. Okay, but how are you doing it? WASM Bun. Hey Saeed on YouTube. Should use bread, it's better. You're right. It's a good call out. Should use bread, it is better. Bun no, I just want like an example of bun with WASM bun template? Maybe? No, that's what I was just looking at. WASM bundler. Go WASM. What the hell? Bun.js use WASM. I don't know, like WASI. Bun has experimental support for WASI. To run a WASM binary within, you run that, but that's not what I want to do. I want to run it like inside of streams, S3, global, shell, FFI maybe? Saeed, I should make an engine with NVK. It's Vulkan for JS. Saeed, that's terrible. That's almost a bannable offense to even insinuate something like that. How dare you, sir? Do I really need to ask Perplexity, how can I use a WebAssembly file inside of bun.js? It's Node.js with Vulkan. Would say get out, okay? Just get out. How dare you? You can use the file system method, which loads a WebAssembly instance, or you can pull it directly in. Await WebAssembly instantiate bytecode. Is it just? I guess yeah. I guess that's what it. I guess it'd be the same thing as in JavaScript. It has a README. Where? Where? Mr. Elfman, can you link me? Because I can't seem to find it. Is it here? Never mind. They don't. Yeah, I was gonna say Node.js does. Maybe they're just copying what Node does. Node.js WebAssembly usage. Node.js with WebAssembly. Yeah. So I bet you Bun is doing exactly what Node is doing. So I guess we can just look at what Node is doing. Yeah. Okay. It's just this then, essentially. So instead of node fs, we would just use bun, whatever the bun read is. You'd load your WASM module, and then you just call, just like we do with exports on the browser. Yeah, yeah. So our bun server can essentially just interact with our WebAssembly exactly the same, literally exactly the same WebAssembly as we have on the browser here. Literally, it's just a copy of it, and will read into it. And so the bun server will run this, and it'll use functions like we're using to render the game to begin with, but it's just headless mode. That's all it is. It's just an input output as a server, um, where multiple players will send HTTP requests onto the server. And Bun will read those requests. It'll pass it into WebAssembly, and then it'll return the state of the game back to all the clients. And so, yeah, yeah. So that'll be say nice. You already have a game. Yeah, yeah. I have a game. We just got finished doing all the big stuff, so I'm doing a bit of cleanup and preparation for multiplayer mode because we're gonna put multiplayer on the game. Because it's just a fun way for everybody to like interact with the game, and then people can interact with the game as I build it. So if I decide that I want to like I don't know, like alter the world or make a few adjustments to the game, people will be able to literally like fight against each other with ships while I'm making adjustments to the game. That way people don't just have to sit here and watch me code. It'll be fun. Hey, this is sounding fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll be a lot better to do to do that, and it'll demonstrate. Well, I mean, it'll demonstrate a number of things. Honestly, like how far you can push this. Um, I guess I'll just keep this up. Whatever. Yeah. So it'll be like this, and okay, and so then the WebAssembly file that lives on the server alongside bun, that's the authoritative version of the game. Its state is the state that everyone else should follow, which means that inside of bun, we're going to have to do something like, now that I'm thinking about it, we're going to have to send some kind of like diff, like a difference between one state of the game to the next state, and then send that to all the clients, to all the players, and then the players can do their local animations. And I'm just realizing I should keep the 3D mode on, because if you want to, you can play it in 3D while everybody else plays it in 2D, if that's what you want to do. And the state is all the same. I'll have to think about mobile, but yeah, it's there. Okay. So I have to consider what am I gonna send from the bun side? I'm gonna receive an action, and then I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to send something. Like something. I could start with stupid crap, like just get all the positions of all the NPCs in the battle and all their stats, and send it all as one big um one big array, and then all the players clients would just update the positions. But that's not as fun as sending actions that took place so that each player's client can render it. So, for example, um, if somebody fired a cannon, you want to see that cannon because it's funner. And as we add more animations, then it's kind of like a build once, and added animations just get automatically. Everybody benefits. So if I build an animation in the single player battle mode, the multiplayer battle mode just automatically gets it. And so that's gonna kind of be annoying, because I have to do a special thing now. I have to track the variance of states, like what led you from one state to the current state, and send those as individual things. Um, so it would be, and you'd have to do it in the right order, because oh man, this is getting complicated again, because you can fire a cannon first, then move, or you can move and then fire a cannon, or you can move and board a ship, or you can board a ship and then move. So even the order is irrelevant. Um, so I don't know. Do I just? I have to. I have to track it. I have to track what happened, and then I have to clear it out. I have to clear it out once we fire off the steps from bun to the clients. So I guess I would just track it inside WebAssembly. Oh, I gotta think about this. Oh man, because I either build this out right now in WebAssembly first, or I deal with it on the bun side and tackle it later. Each action requires an animation and a confirmation. And everyone has to confirm. That means right, wrong place. Are we doing this with a move? A move just happens, but a cannon attack requires a confirmation. A board requires a confirmation, but a move just happens. So maybe that's what we do is when okay. So imagine here. I gotta think this out. Jeez. We're gonna go 3D mode because it's fun. All right. You do a move. Yeah, you're player one, and there's like I don't know 3 other players in the battle, multiplayer, and you do a move, and a move just happens, right? So your player one's local state is updated. It ships off. No, no, immediately there's a problem. What if you do an invalid move? And so your local state is like is fine with a move, but the server is not, which means you'd have to confirm the move with the server. And then everybody else would have to confirm that they received the move. A cannon is already set up to do this because a cannon requires a confirmation. So the player one would then go like, okay, I want to attack this guy, and if your local game state says yes you can, then that action is sent up to the server. And if the server says yes you can, then everybody receives this. The ship is attacking with cannon, confirm, and it would do the animation and everything. And so everybody would go like, yep, confirm. And then you would just do the same thing over and over again. And then you'd set timeouts so that if people didn't confirm in time, the server would just automatically move them forward. I'm just getting too big. I'm pulling my funding out. Yeah, Ghost. Yeah. It's getting to be a thing. And then we'd move. I have to think about the steps here because so what if somebody's sitting there and there's 3 players and 3 NPCs, and the NPC makes a move and you have to confirm the move, but one player's AFK. You do a timeout, 30 seconds to confirm, but you don't want it in WebAssembly because it's not part of the single player, because in the single player you might actually be AFK. You probably don't want it even in local multiplayer because you might be, I don't know, discussing strategy or something. So you don't want to have that. Plus, there's other ways around that in local multiplayer. But in multiplayer, the bun server would initiate a timeout start. When a confirmation is required, have all active players sent a confirmation. And after 30 seconds, if not, we just automatically move forward. It's the move that gets me. There, one does this, moves, and we just move to the next turn. Yeah, we need a confirmation. We can't allow move to just happen. Um because everybody's state everybody's state would have to be confirmed after the move. Especially if you did like end turn. If you did move and then end turn, it just auto skips. But that would be stupid annoying on multiplayer. Unless we did WebSockets. Hang on, folks. Okay, well, I need to think about this a little bit and just make sure that I put the right state tracking in the right areas, because there are certain things that need to be tracked in WebAssembly, certain things that need to be tracked in the Bun server, and then certain things that need to be tracked on people's local clients. So yeah, this will be fun. The thing is I don't want to set confirmations up for every little thing that happens if you're in single player mode. That would be like you know. I need to think about this. Maybe I'll just not worry about it up front and use the current battle mechanism and then just deploy the states that require animations for now. That might be what I have to do. And then deal with it after. I'm not sure. Sup, laugh. Yeah. If you move, then your local client just does the move because your local client knows the current state and can tell you whether a move is valid or not. And so the assumption would be that your local client already has the proper state of the server. So you just do the move. If you end your turn, then the next player or NPC is set up to take their turn. You'd have to track those series of things. So yeah, okay. So we'll just track it. Okay, I think I got it then. We'll just track it on the bun side. That's all we'll do. When you take an action, it'll just ship the action over to the server, and then the server, not WebAssembly or the game, the server will track like what actions it received until um up to a certain point, like until the next turn, for example. And then it'll send those to all the clients. And then the clients will just run their animations. They'll just run through the actions on their local state, their local game. And so all the animations should happen because what you'll receive is like an array of like NPC did a cannon attack and moved. Player 3 did a move and then a cannon attack, right? And so that's the end of that turn, right? And so everybody will receive that, and then keep going, right? And so on and so on. So everybody will get the chance to locally do the animations or watch it in 3D or whatever. Yeah. And then the server just kind of tracks itself or keeps track of itself. And then what happens when a battle is done, which would be when when all the active players have their fleets destroyed, or when there's only one player left, then we'll have to do like a bun reload of the WebAssembly file. So we clear the state, and then everybody's game will then trigger a page reload as well. And if you already have the, let's see, can I do it here? If I go like special key is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we'll just do we'll put in a key here, which you'll get from Discord. And then we'll reload the game, and the whole battle setup process will start, and all the players that previously played the game can just jump back in if they want on a new battle. Okay, and so what that does is it keeps all our single player battle mechanics exactly the same. They cross over into multiplayer. The mechanics for local multiplayer and global multiplayer are essentially the same. The only difference is that we just store a state in bun. And even that, actually, I mean, local multiplayer requires some kind of central server, unless I do WebRTC, unless I peer-to-peer it, but that's a whole other thing. I'm not going there yet. I just want to keep it simple for now. Okay, so then that gives us a lot of overlap. We don't have to create a bunch of new wheels. We can just use what we have. Okay, well, that means I have a bunch of boring stuff to do. That's fine. Okay, so maybe what I'll do is I'll end the stream here. I'll do a bunch of the boring stuff, get it out of the way, and then come back either later today or tomorrow with a proof of concept multiplayer. Yeah. And it might mean that there might be some Discord activity happening tonight because I'm going to put up a Discord bot. And depending on what'll happen is you have to be in Discord and you have to have a particular role, and then you can ask the Discord bot for a key and it'll give you a link to play the game. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. See you tomorrow then. Yeah, laugh. You showed up at exactly the wrong time. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 15 minutes. What the hell, man? It's not my problem. It's your problem. You should have known to come at the right time. Laugh. Yeah, I might come back later. I don't know, or probably tomorrow. It'll just be easier to get through a bunch of stuff and have dinner and whatnot. Okay, let me find someone to raid on Twitch. Let's see. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. We're talking about 5 minutes of views, more than enough for a day. I agree. I agree. Yeah, anybody doing anything close to what we're doing? Anybody at all? I love it when people tag their streams with ADHD. Like, I guess it's something we need to know. Oh, Odin, making a game in Odin. Yeah, let's go over there. Because Odin is pretty cool. Nice. Okay. I'll try and do another stream ASAP, but yeah, have a good night or a good day or whatever, wherever. Thanks for watching. Holy crap, there were a lot of people watching on X. Damn, more than I thought. So yeah, have a good one, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And feel free to join the Discord. I'll probably be bopping around on Discord throughout the night working on stuff. So yeah. Okay, peace out, everyone.